Okay, so the seven of us are still standing by the metal detectors. And the girl who put the numbers on her hand walks over, and she's got a clipboard or a binder, and it's covered in pictures of her with Hanson. So clearly she's a fangirl. And you know, fangirls and I mix like oil and water. I'm the oil, they're the water. It doesn't work out for me. I cannot stand fangirls. But I was polite to her the entire time, up until this point. I kept my focus on the other side, like through the barricades, the metal detectors. You could see the rest of the people. They were like in a zigzag barricade. And I knew a couple girls over there, so I was just standing there staring at them and, you know, lipping to them and stuff. And I was listening to what was going on behind me with the girl and Mike, and he was arguing with her. And I was just like, okay. It went on and on and on and on, and I was like, how much more of this do I have to take? I was like fed up of hearing her voice. And I turned around and I was like, look, we're not moving, so you need to leave us alone. Okay? And she walks away. And Mike was like, nice. And I was like, thank you. It was annoying. So I was nice, and then she goes over to her group of, she calls them her groupies, and she's like, those girls aren't moving. And it's like, she's bringing someone else over. So again, I stood completely neutral, and I kept my mouth shut. And there was a girl from the Netherlands or something, and she was foreign, but she spoke English. And she was very, very nasty and rude about it. And she was so nasty to the point where everyone that had previously said we're not moving backed off and cowered away, and they're like, so I finally turned around and I said, I don't know exactly what I said, but something along the lines of, I've talked to security. Security said the number system is not honored here, and I am not standing in line. I said the honor system is not the number system is not honored here. So we're not moving. And I'd appreciate it if you and your friends or groupies would leave us alone. And she's like, well, we need to line up our numbers. I was like, there are 3 other metal detectors. Take your numbers and disperse them amongst yourselves. There are 7 of us, and there's like 40 of you. I really doubt it's going to be that much of a big deal. Because when they open the doors, sorry, my voice is hoarse. I said, when they open the doors, it's going to be a free-for-all, and you're going to have to run to get your pit pass. So it doesn't matter what number you go in. The 400 people are going to be able to get in the pit. There weren't even 400 people in line. So, you know, I was just like, whatever. My throat is so bad. So she backs off. So we're standing there, and this, I don't know, it was like 10 minutes later. And now there's like 10 of us all standing in a circle. I met a girl, I don't remember her name. She's a figure skater, and she's going to Singapore tonight. And she's participating in some show, so I wish her the best of luck. She was really nice. So it was like 10 minutes later, and we're all still kind of buzzing because the place went crazy. Like, the entire area we were standing in, there were shoving, people crying, people yelling. Security came over. There was, you know, like, tons of activity. And the people on the other side who were sitting down are like a million eyes were just staring at us. They're just like, what the hell? So I met a girl when I went to take my camera back to my car, because we weren't allowed to have pictures to cameras. So I had to walk my car. Luckily, I was only a block away. But I met her as we were walking to the car, and she was on the other side. So I went over to talk to her. And everybody over there was like, what's going on over there? Like, it looks really scary and tense. And I was like, yeah. So I gave them the lowdown, and I had everyone laughing so hard. It was, like, awesome. Like, I don't find myself to be a comedian, but it was really cool to have, like, everyone in line. Even the skinny girls. Like, skinny, pretty, popular girls in line, oil and water. Like, I don't know, it's probably me. But to have them all talking to me and, like, being friendly and laugh. This one girl, she laughed at everything I said. She thought this was funny. honor the system. And every time I said it, she like about peed herself. It was hysterical. But I was over there for about 7 or 8 minutes talking to everyone on that side. Like there was like 40 people that I was talking to. It was like I was a teacher, and you know I'm telling everybody the rules or whatever. But we were all laughing and stuff, and then Casie yelled at me, and she's like, so I went back over, and one of the girls who had a number starts yelling out to, like, probably to us, because we were the only ones that didn't, like, move, but she was looking at me, and she's like, I got a 4-year-old daughter who knows how to follow rules better than that. And we were quiet, and we all looked at each other, and she's like, my 4-year-old knows how to follow rules. She waited. Nobody said anything. It was kind of quiet. And then she yelled again, and she's like, my 4-year-old has better manners. So, me, in that kind of situation, I'm kind of like, shut up. Nobody wants to hear you. So, I said, well, her mama doesn't have any. And, Emily and Rachel are from Detroit. So, there were probably a good 40 people who all went, oh, really loud. And it scared me. And I jumped, and I was like, what happened? And they all started laughing, and I was like, what? And they're like, that was the best burn I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, oh, okay. Everyone was laughing, and I was like, why are you laughing? But apparently I just burned her really badly, and we didn't hear from her the rest of the 2 hours we were standing in line. Like, she was completely quiet. And Rachel and Emily were like, dude, that was a good burn. That was a good burn. I was like, you scared me. Y'all were like, oh, snap. I was like, what? Because, I mean, I'm not a very outspoken person in public like that. Like, I don't like causing problems, but I was having issues. Like, I was extremely exhausted. They had just gotten there, and they were already, you know, like, whatever. So slowly and slowly and slowly, our group got bigger and bigger and bigger. And they finally let us in. And the guy was like, you have to run to the pit. And I was like, he's like, well, you're not allowed to run. You have to walk. So we get into the club, and Katie was like, okay, I'm going to make a break for it. I turned 1 second to grab my purse, and the next thing I know, she was gone. I did not see her. So we get inside and to the club, and they made us line up along the wall to get a pass, pit pass. And the lady with the book, she comes over, and she's like almost in tears, and she's like, can I cut in front of you, please? Please, the line is so long, please. And I was like, I wanted to say no, but I was a good person, and I was like, you know what? Everyone's going to get in. So it doesn't matter if I let her in now or if she gets in later. She's still getting in. So it doesn't matter. So I was like, yeah, you can get in. She's like, thank you. Thank you so much. And I was like, you're welcome. And then she grabs her friend's hand, and her friend's like, can I get in too, please? Oh, please, please, please. And I was like, this is my Good Samaritan thing for the day. I said, but I don't want to hear any more out of you guys. And I laughed. And she's like, okay, I promise, I'm good. So they went in front of us. And then this little girl, she was like really petite and tiny. Like, she was she looked so sweet and innocent. And she just like went ape, like, on these girls for cutting in line. And I'm like she was over my shoulder, and she was like clawing at them and pointing to her number. And I was like, and she's like, sorry, that just makes me so mad. Oh, what, we're not honoring the numbers anymore? The numbers didn't work out for you, so now you have to butt in front of other people? Oh, yeah, this girl, she didn't honor the system, so why are you cutting in front of her? And I was like, thanks, I got it, though. On to part 3.